Howdy folks, welcome back to Out of Ore. We're here working on the haul road again. Before we dive into today's video, I'm going to throw up a quick time lapse that I recorded with the in-game time lapse feature, which is pretty cool by the way. I really like that feature. So I'm going to roll that and then we'll get back to work. Alright, so as you can see, I made pretty good use of the bulldozer. I ended up selling off the DX400, we got the 800 now. And you can see here, we're pretty much broke now. I bought this, filled up with fuel, and we got 900 bucks left. That's okay, we can always go run more pay dirt and coal and stuff if we need the money. But what we're going to do today, we're going to try to get around this corner here. It's going to be a little tricky. But that's the plan for today. And the dozer, it's working okay. Couple things to note. It does work better if you're kind of pushing downhill. Also, be aware that when you spawn back in, your blade tilt is not saved. So I've had better luck keeping that tilted all the way forward. Try to get it to bite in. It still gets hung up on stuff, and it's just generally not great. But if you can kind of practice with it and learn what it'll do, it does do a few things pretty well. What I'm doing with it here on this haul road, as you saw in the time lapse, just shoving dirt downhill as we cut in here, and it works okay for that. So today we're going to try to get this corner cut in, and it's going to be a challenge. Might end up having to get the wheel loader or maybe the excavator down here. We'll see what we can get done with the dozer. I did move all the lights and stuff over, so come nighttime we'll be able to light things up pretty darn nice. I like using the dozer, even though they're kind of broken right now. It's just fun. Always been a fan of bulldozers since I was a little kid. As you can see, it's real just inconsistent with how it cuts in, but we can make it work. So I want to try to get around this corner. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I don't have any grand plan. You can see we're a far cry from where I thought we were going. But it was just going to take forever to fill in that part. So I started following the hill a little more as we got down here. So we'll end up deleting that marker. But the goal here is to get around this corner. So start cutting in. See if we can get this tree knocked down. There we go. Sometimes those can be tricky. And we're going to get hung up on the dirt a lot, but that's okay. We'll just back up, make another push at it. Try not to fall off the edge. And I have been occasionally tilting the blade left and right. Sometimes that helps cut in, sometimes it doesn't. But you just keep working at it. So we're up to, is this episode 6? It seems like more than that. I have been working quite a bit between videos here, because there's just a lot of work here to be done. And sometimes I'll have 20-30 minutes waiting on something at work. I'm lucky enough to work from home. I can jump on and do a little digging. Little spurts here and there where I don't necessarily have time to record. Today I'm recording on my lunch break, so we'll see how that goes. If I don't get interrupted, we can get a video out. Thanks again for the support on the series. It seems pretty popular. Getting like 1,000 views on some videos, which for my channel is pretty huge. Appreciate you all watching. Thinking I might want to get the wheel loader down here. Or maybe even the excavator. This might be a good place for the excavator, actually. It's tilted back somewhat level. Can I get a little more of this corner cut off? No, it really doesn't like to cut too much on the sides. Alright, let me back this big beast up here to this wide spot, and we'll see if I can get the excavator past it. You see I've narrowed down for the little haul truck. So it's going to be a long time before we can get the big haul trucks. So, no rush on making this a huge road. You stay there. Your parking brake's on. So in theory, that will stay there. Let's go hop in the big excavator here, and we'll get some of that hill moved. I've been just kind of going back and forth between the dozer, the excavator, and the wheel loader. Kind of seeing, oops, wrong key there, Chief. I've been retrained in my muscle memory from SAE to ISO. It's a challenge sometimes. So yeah, just rotating through the tools, whatever works best for each little piece I'm doing here. That's what we use. This part of the hill is pretty steep. Let me switch to cab view. There we go. I can kind of see where I'm tracking. I think we're squeezing past. Sort of. Might have scraped some dirt on the way down. I've got all custom keybinds now on the excavator, so like I said, starting to try to learn my muscle memory. Alright, let's park up here. And then we'll see if I can get some dirt moved. Might need to turn down the sensitivity a little bit on this. Yeah, like I said, oops. Oh, I can't wait for the machine reworked where these things are actually heavy. The dirt doesn't pile up underneath you. There we go. Better bite that time. Now I'm all hung up on the dirt that's underneath me. We'll just dump this over the side for now. Oops. Whoa, it's all falling apart. I still haven't unlearned the all of that, the SAE muscle memory. A little too much. Nope, there went again, trying to extend the boom out. Just got to retrain my brain, which is a challenge. Scrape some of that off. I wish it wouldn't change movement speed based on how close it is to the dirt. I mean, you can slow down a little bit if you're digging, but like if you're near the dirt, it just changes the control profile. Kind of weird. Oh, whoa, oh. And then the swing is super sensitive. I haven't played around with any of the sensitivities yet, so I'd have to do that. That wasn't a great bucket full. It just moves. It moves this excavator so much, it's ridiculous. Boom out, arm down. There we go. No, I'm still trying to move the boom and the arm with the wrong controls. That's the difference between SAE and ISOs. Switches, which inputs for boom and which is for arm. I thought while I was going to learn, I might as well do the John Deere / ISO controls. Alright, we can push that in with the dozer, I think. It's not too terrible. Let me see if I can get tracked over to here. No. What am I stuck on? Floating rocks? Okay. There we go. That's weird. I'm not sure what I'm stuck on here. The track physics are not very good. Hopefully those will improve. Okay, well, I guess we'll dig this out a little bit. Yeah, the whole sensitivity changing when you're digging is really throwing me for a loop. Pull some of that back in. I've never really ran an excavator a lot in any game, so this is all kind of new. I wanted to track up here and get some more of this hill cut out, because it's going to be really hard to do with the dozer. Zoom out a bit here. Alright. Arm out. Boom down. Not nearly as close to that as I thought it was. Part of my problem. It's just ridiculous how much the excavator moves. So I'm hung up on the side here. Not very good positioning. Caution, amateur operator at work here. That thrown over there. Oops. Alright, I've done quite a bit of damage. Let's see if we can get the dozer back down here and start clearing this out a little better. But for a while I was using the independent track steering. But I went back to just normal with the arrow keys. It seems a lot faster. Independent track steering seemed really slow. Maybe it's just perception. Alright, let's park you there. Back in the old dozer machine here. Need to get the roller down here and smooth some of this out too. Now we can start moving some of this material over to the side. See our road support. This thing was expensive, 1.6 million, I think. And it's not a huge step up from the 400. It does move more material. Right, let me just run into this and see what happens. I want to start pushing it over. We take a little bite at a time, maybe this will work. You don't want to do too much at a time with the dozer. It will just bog down. Like that. If you kind of work with it, you can get it to do things eventually. So this is pretty flat. I'm going to have to lower this whole level here quite a bit, but first things first, we got to get around this corner here. Oop, hey tree, how's it going? Yeah, I might have to go get the front loader. Sometimes it'll bite off a corner. Sometimes it won't. See, that should just shave that off, but it doesn't, unfortunately. Alright, well, we can lower it with the dozer. Let's just work on lowering this some more. Keep our slope going. What I found is the dozer works pretty well for this, just pushing stuff downhill. Everything else, it kind of just gets hung up. I haven't played the older patches. From what I understand, the dozer used to work really well. I think it just got nerfed too much, maybe. Some of you that have played this for a long time probably could let us know in the comments. Did the dozer used to work really well? That's kind of my understanding. I'm hearing conversations. I'm pretty sure I've seen some older videos too where the dozer was just pushing like mad. Oh boy. Don't go that far. Yeah, so we're starting to get our slope back here. Build that shoulder up a bit. This thing is pretty fuel hungry. Already burnt quite a bit. Come on, you can get a better bite than that. We've almost made it around the corner. That's the goal for today. And I did buy the little dumper AT20. I can't remember if I showed that on the last video. So that will fit down this road just fine. Doesn't have to be super big. Oh, come on. Keep that push going. Keep that push going. Oh, there we go. Almost like a bulldozer. If it worked like that all the time, that would be super. Seems to have to just kind of hit the ground at the right angle for it to really want to work. See if we can keep shaving this off. Push down a little further. I was messing with the camera and messed up the push. Whoa! There we go. Alright, I think we need the wheel loader to get this corner shaved off. I'm just not very good with the excavator. I guess I got the excavator down here. I could try it with the excavator. We got kind of a shelf here cleared off. And if the excavator doesn't work out, I can go get the wheel loader. The wheel loaders work really well. I'm really happy with the state they're in. Excavators aren't too bad. They just need to be heavier. They get thrown around way too much. They don't feel like big, heavy machines. But from what I understand, that's all going to get reworked, so no biggie. Alright, let's get this shaved off just a little more, and then we'll bring the excavator down. We'll probably put up some barriers on this curve. It's going to be a tight one for the trucks. Yeah, just set on the side slope. Don't ever park a real dozer like that. The cleats become sled runners. In the game, though, I don't think it's going to matter. I've not driven dozers, but I've been around them. They do like to slide sideways. Come on. Okay, let's see if we can knock off some of this dirt. I'm gonna find a good angle. Right where that tree is where I need to have the camera. Also, I've noticed the tracks like move a lot when you're moving the controls. That's because it's moving the base, maybe? I'm not sure. Parking brake's not really doing its job. Alright, so I want to curl down. It's like stuck to the dirt, so it goes super slow, and then it comes loose from the dirt, goes flying around. Not a fan of that feature. What's going on over here? That's got like a little thin sliver. Go. Almost got a bucket full. Hung up on all the dirt. Like 3 pieces of dirt. All you experienced operators are yelling at the screen right now. I don't have the muscle memory. I gotta get a few more hours on where it really clicks. We're moving dirt though. That's the main thing. The problem is it's piling up under my skids, so skids under my tracks. So it's gonna popcorn me right off the cliff here in a second. Your chunk. Alright, let's not drive right off the side of the cliff. That would not be good. No, it's not really enough. We'll just have to track back out of the way. Alright, you sit there. Back down with the dozer. We're gonna get around this corner. One way or another. I wonder if I should make the curve kind of level. We'll see how the ground plays out. Alright, 800. Here's where you earn your paycheck. Shove that dirt. Man, I wish we could delete trees by hand. Thinking I might just trundle down there and remove that tree. Then I think if there's green anywhere, it'll grow back. Scoop the green off. I'm moving dirt, but it's leaving green behind. Somehow. Alright, well, at least the tree's out of the way. Now we'll see if I can get back up. Doesn't spit me off the side. We got this. Yay! There we go. What this thing was designed for. Oh, it's so satisfying when you actually get a good push going. So satisfying. Alright, let's level this outside off a little bit better. But don't go over the edge. That's the key. Uh-oh. Now we're seeing the bad side of the dozer. It likes to get stuck a lot. You can see right above the dozer blade down there, you can see some disturbed ground. Over right there is where we're headed with this road. A couple different veins there. I think it's all lithium. At least for the most part, so nice and profitable. And then this road can then head on across eventually to that big spot in the north that I originally wanted to check out. I think I will get the wheel loader down here at some point. Clean up that hillside. We've got a fairly flat corner now. I just need to kind of make it a little more of a slope. We're getting there. Still just can't quite get that corner knocked off. Yeah, it just really doesn't like to cut with the side of the blade at all. There we go. There's a good push. Beautiful. Nope. There we go. Yep, still just rides right up over that little bump. Oh well, if it don't work, back up, try again. Just helpless when it comes to trying to cut into stuff like that. You just can't go. That's okay. We can get the front loader down here. Just smooth off just a bit more. Alright, let's put you there, and then I'm going to tab over to the wheel loader. Which I had over here. You can see we've been moving a lot of pay dirt. I got up to level 17 and had enough money to buy that big dozer. There, while I'm here, let me throw Just a couple scoops of pay dirt in, just to get some cash. Should have enough for fuel, but if I need to buy blocks or something. The SOL right now. I've just been running pay dirt. Pretty much pay dirt from here. Bought that dozer. 1.6 million. A little bit of lithium here and there. A little bit of coal, but most part is just pay dirt. Now there is lithium underneath us here. We'll eventually be mining down to get that. Plan is to clear off this shelf. Then we might build some kind of structure so we can get down there and mine the lithium. That's in the future. We've got other surface lithium to get at the end of the haul road before that. Cut that off. There you go. Just get a little bit of money in the bank, just in case. Yeah, I extended that all the way over. Some of this will get cleaned up, but it's all here for now. I can mine coal if I need to. I can come over here and mine pay dirt. I can mine a little bit on the side. Come on, loader. You got this. Yeah, I probably put a cut in there. I had a spam call on my cell phone. Likely fraud, it says. Let's not answer that. So we're going to just go cross country here. This thing's a bit of a beast. Just throw realism out the window. I could spawn it over there, I guess. "22 kilometers an hour. Not the fastest thing in the world. Well, while we're driving over there, I was doing some testing in creative with the different wheel loaders. Because some people were saying there wasn't a lot of difference with the giant ones. But I did a test with the smallest one, the 200. This one, the 501. And then the biggest of the big wheel loaders. And I think the 200 did like... And all I did was scoop pay dirt. One scoop and put it in storage. So the 200, I think it did 99. This one... This is the 501, right? I'm not... yeah, the 501. This one, the 501, did 270. And then the biggest big wheel loader did... Oh, what was it? 444, 494, something like that. So, I mean, not a ton of difference, but there was definitely a difference between the wheel loaders. But the giant wheel loader, I think, is level 37, so that's a ways off. For sure. See, the wheel loader just works great for this. You can just knock it right off there, no problem. It can shave stuff off the side of its bucket. Unfortunately, the dozer can't. So I'm just going to kind of break this up so we can push it with the dozer. Or should I just move some material? The front wheel loader makes a pretty good dozer. You have to kind of keep moving the bucket so it'll keep biting through. Here, can we get rid of you? Over here? No? Some kind of a trick to knocking over the trees. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, whatever. We'll have a tree growing up out of a dirt pile. This is what the dozer should do. Someday, maybe it will. Alright, so if we keep coming down this slope, I think we just kind of clean this off. We pretty much got it. We're just going to be cutting into the slope and flatten it out. So I think this will do for the corner, really. forgot to turn my beacons on for safety. There we go. Wheel 501 gets her done. This thing is a beast. It's a moneymaker too. Whoa! Jump out and fall down the cliff. Alright, spinny thing is going to let us work. So now I can just go back to pushing dirt. Made it around the corner. We've almost made it down to the work area down there. So I'll be finishing this up, and hopefully next video we'll be able to start work down below there. Pretty sure it's lithium. And we'll be trucking that up to the top plants. Now what I might do is truck enough up there that we can buy a conveyor system. I thought about just running a conveyor system, but I kind of wanted an incentive to run the truck, and then I wanted to buy this bigger bulldozer to move more dirt at a time. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how slow the money comes in trucking the lithium up the hill. It's going to be pretty slow, but can't do everything with conveyors. You can see here, we're just going to kind of round off the corner. I'm going to lower this all down from kind of in front of the wheel loader. It'll just keep the downward slope going, but we got the corner cut. That was the main thing to do this video, so that'll be it for this one. I'm going to keep on plugging away, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks as always for watching. Take care. Unbreakable tree. Probably have to hit the base of it.